I should have thought of a theme song, with something. This was an opportunity to have a theme song, and I missed it. But next time,
Do you have a song that you want to come into?
Nah.
Okay,
maybe exit. Maybe by the end of this, I'll have an exit. Okay.
I was to say, because I told you.
Yeah, I love that. That's a possibility.
We can do that if need be.
Yeah. Although I think I'm leaning more towards Tupac, Biggie kind of vibe.
Oh, hit him up. No, just kidding. Hey, who's shot?
She want to come in. She want to come in on Hit 'Em Up. She want to go by See Murder.
Then you go by Who Shot You? Like, oh shit, we know it's battle time.
Hey, the cameras really are for our safety.
Muslims say confession. That is my ride-out song, right? Anytime I had to pull up, you got to get in the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
Got to get in the mood.
All right, he talked to you about the mic and everything, so I assume we're all good to go.
Yep.
Okay.
Very good.
Welcome back. Another episode of Verbal Gunplay podcast. It's your boy, Danny De Niro, a.k.a. D-Money.
And there's L Double, a.k.a. the Golden Lion, the vibes.
And we have two.
Go ahead.
Dang, we have two hyenas. No, I'm just kidding. We have two beautiful, wonderful ladies joining us this episode. The lovely Christina. Oh, question. Did they ever find you in that blue outfit?
What do you mean?
You remember the P.D. Pablo song? And then we have Christina accompanied by the wonderful, amazing Denise.
Oh, that's right.
A.K.A. Denny. D-E-N-I.
Oh, okay. Hey, fancy. I got you.
So, one of the things we always do when we have a first-time cameo, we ask that you guys introduce yourself to our wonderful, dedicated subscribers and listeners.
Okay.
So, let's start with you, Christina.
My name is Christina Isaacs. My family or friends call me Chris. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California.
There you go.
Lived in Pennsylvania for about 8 years, so a little East Coast influence there. Mm. And now I reside primarily in Dallas, Texas, Lower Greenville, Uptown.
Okay.
I don't know where that is.
Cool. I'm a fiery Leo who likes to be outside, adventurous, outgoing.
Okay.
I'm a licensed realtor in Texas and Pennsylvania, so if you're looking to move anywhere from the east to the west, relocation is what I do best.
Hey.
Bars.
You guys can follow me on Instagram, TrueXTina, TrueXTina. And I got a website, www.ChristinaIsaacs.com. So yeah, that's my tag.
Wow, that was quite the intro. That's quite the intro.
Did that.
Play it on, okay?
Hey, that's a tough act to follow.
I'm not really a computer.
Right.
Okay.
I'm Midwestern. I was born in Chicago. Lived most of my life in Indianapolis. Right now I'm in sales, I love to travel. I've lived in several different states. I've touched 43 of those hoes. I'm trying to hit them all. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much me. I'm an Aquarius. So I'm one of those weirdos, kind of socially awkward, but I'm very logical, So I'm a good time.
Good.
Nice to meet you.
Are we giving signs? What's your sign?
I don't want to kill the mood.
Oh, God. It's something horrible.
I'm a Gemini.
Oh, I knew. Oh, no, we've talked about this.
Yeah,
That's okay.
Yeah.
Gemini's not bad.
Okay.
Now you. It must be you.
Must be me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Someone was going to be disruptive.
I am a Cancer.
January?
Quintessential Cancer.
Is that a January?
No. I'm not from July.
July. My birthday just passed.
I'm not really good with this.
Happy belated.
No, my
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, happy belated.
Well, I want to know, why has it got to be me, though?
I knew you. I mean, you are. It was you. You're a Cancer. And,
What does that mean?
Cancers are cancers.
Okay.
It's funny. And then there's this
Was
weird
that
thing.
like a double entendre?
Yes.
Bars. Just killing it already. Woo.
And it's funny
Oh, I
because
see what you did there. Cancer.
we're just flowing.
My sympathies to those out there that actually suffer from cancer.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway. Now go ahead with your Cancer. Go and give me the read.
I also funnily say, because I'm a Leo, and there's a lot of July Leos that are at the end of the cusp of July 23rd going into that call themselves Leos. And I say that they're... those Leos are cancerous, so that's why, because they're on the cusp of Cancer. They're just a little weird about those kind of Leos. You're not really Leoing yet. And then because the weird must be Cancer, I can't mess with the Cancers. That's why.
Why?
Because of the weird in the Leos. They would be cool Leos if they weren't Cancers. That's the point.
Okay, but what is it about Cancer?
It's just a personality types. I don't know. Certain Cancers I've come across with, I've just had a problem with. I don't think that's going to be our story. That's not what I'm projecting. I just knew that you were going to be a sign that would be,
problematic.
Well, I do like that we have a variety here. None of us are the same sign, so this is going to be interesting for sure. Before I forget, I did want to ask you, you said you were in sales. What kind of sales?
Oh, I sell medical grade massage equipment.
Oh.
Percussion.
Okay. All right. Because, we do have, shout out, we got stalkers out there. They want to know,
No bullshit. Be prepared.
That just means growth, though, right?
Yeah.
Once you start getting, fans,
the weird stuff,
haters, and stands, that just means you're doing something right.
Yeah. Which is almost scary because it's do you want to do right?
You know what? That's true.
Start to value your peace a little bit.
Yeah. I'm so all about peace. I can't.
She put all her business in the streets right in the beginning. Nobody had to wait to the end, the middle. It was right in the beginning. Got all her information.
Mm-hmm. Where you live
in the DM right now.
That was my
in Greenville.
No, they said the lowest part.
That's exactly what I do.
So, we were talking in pre-production about some of the things that we were doing in the past with the matchmaking thing. I'll set the tone and ask, are you ladies in a relationship, single, married? Oh, damn.
I know.
White.
I am single.
She looking at her.
I just brushed myself off
fixing the clothes.
Oh, okay. Get that dirt off your shoulders.
Yeah.
No, I'm dating somebody.
Okay. All right. I like that. So I'm going to start with you since coming off that pre-production. How's dating going out here in Dallas for you?
You could maybe not talk about your current situation, and maybe what it was like before when you were single.
Obviously. Prior to this, it's been a shit show.
Wow.
Okay.
Dallas is trash. I'm keeping it a buck. It's trash. You got people out here lying about being married, having kids, all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's disgusting out here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you found somebody that told the truth. Hey, that's a good start. That's a good start.
It's sad when that has to be a criteria. Are you honest?
Are you honest?
Do you have a separate life? You know what I mean? Are you running from something? Are you from this a lot?
Yeah. Well, when you ask somebody something like that, are you honest? Is it a red flag if they hesitate?
I don't flat out have that. I'm honest.
Oh, okay.
I do though.
You do?
Yeah.
Are you honest?
And I was going to say, no, it's not a flat out lie if they hesitate because we all lie. If you were to quickly say, no, I don't lie, I'd be like, you lying.
You just lie. Yeah.
You just lie.
I would say we have all lied at one point in our lives, especially as kids.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So if you're so quick to say that, I'd be like, you lie.
Yeah. I wouldn't even put that all on the kids. We lie as adults. How many times you weren't sick and you called in sick?
Mm-hmm. I just lie if it's not your business. Mind your business. You ask too many questions.
So somebody's asking questions about you, you turn into a liar?
I don't like
you
that.
can't, you can't just tell them no.
Let me give you a scenario.
You can't just tell them it's none of your business.
That was crazy. Say if I'm at a bar and a man is pressing me since we're on dating, right?
Okay.
I'm sitting at a bar. I don't want to move because I've been sitting at this bar. I chose to sit here. I'm enjoying my time at this particular seat. Mm-hmm. And just because you decided to intrude on my space and I'm not liking it, I should not have to get up and just move. You should just peep the vibes and go ahead, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're not, I'm not going to, at some point, I'm just going to turn it into a little bit of entertainment. What's your name? Jennifer. Oh, what are you doing after this? I don't know. Going to go skip a rock. I don't know. But I'm giving you some signs that maybe let's stop, because I've already did the niceties. Now I'm just going to F off on this conversation. So that would be a good scenario.
Do you buy into that whole theory about when a guy approaches you and he asks for your number, that you have to give him your actual number because you fear for your safety?
Yes and no. I am someone who is, I guess, analytical in a sense. You can read somebody if you need to do that with that person. There are a lot of men, so I'll give men credit in the sense of not all men are aggressive and try to do some weird stuff. A lot of them will take a no and be like, okay, nice to meet you, sis, blah, 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 go about your day. But if he's giving the vibes where the no is not knowing and I got to keep investing, it's like, all right, cool, let me just do this. But what I've done now...
Oh, here's the cheat code. I feel a cheat code is coming.
I take the phone number. I say,
you take their number.
Yeah, put your number in my phone. Or let me get your number down. Because what they used to do back when I was younger, they'd take your phone and then call themselves.
Right.
I don't want you to have my number.
That's great.
But once you've given me the number, that was the end of the mission. What else is there to do, sir? I'm gonna call you. If I wanna pursue this, I'm going to call you. And then now I do this mental trick. I mean, it wasn't a thing until it became a thing, and I saw how men reacted to it, and it's just kind of funny to me. I told you.
Do share.
I have two phones because I work. One is for my real estate stuff. One is a personal phone, and I carry both because I work. So when I have them out, they always have this facial expression like, "Which phone is she butting me? Is that like her whole phone, or like which phone is it?" So I watch them struggle with this, and I just like, why don't you just ask, And some of them do now; they'll ask, but I just kind of chuckle about that, secretly. Okay. Well, not so secretly.
No, everyone's outside. They're going outside. Yeah, that's so wonderful.
Well, I can't even judge you because I have two phones.
Okay, cool.
So.
Two phone copy. You got it. No. Do women ask you that question?
Come on, you know how y'all are.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Ooh, the blanket.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm cool with that. The blanket.
I apologize for that.
The whole thing,
You know how most women are.
Yeah.
You know how most women are. You know how 98% of women are. Not this 2%. Not 1 in 1. You know how 98% of women are.
I'm gonna ask. What kind of phone is that? What is your own?
Exactly.
This makes me ask you a lot more questions.
But you can also read a man. So if you carry yourself in a demeanor in which your two phones is giving drug dealer, I know it's drug dealer vibes, okay?
Do I look like I'm involved with drugs at all?
Not at all. But I'm saying you, persona, I'm not going to guess that with you. I'll be like, oh, he's probably like a tech guy. Yeah. I was going to say nerd, but I know that's offensive. So
no, it's not.
Okay.
I embrace that.
Hey, tech nerd.
I embrace that.
Yeah, word. I didn't think it was offensive at all, but
Yeah, some people get insecure about
it's
that.
It's like, it's not cool to be smart.
How are you insecure about being intelligent?
Yeah, like what? You're gonna make me feel bad because I'm smart.
That's because when you say someone's a nerd, you usually don't mean you're intelligent.
No,
what you mean is you're into weird shit and you act a certain kind of way.
No, that's geeks. Weirdos. We'll just call you weird.
I guess it's all different, man, because I guess it depends on your interpretation. Everyone seems to have one. I guess me personally, the connotation I get when someone says that you're a nerd, it's definitely a diss and has nothing to do with your intelligence or more about your swag or lack thereof, your demeanor, the way you are.
Oh, okay.
Geek will probably be like you're really geeking out on like a specific thing or something like that, tech geek or like Best Buy calls them Geek Squad, like that kind of stuff. Yeah. So that's just the way I think about it. So when you say nerd, it's like definitely meant as a diss usually, but some people don't.
No, let's change the culture of nerd. Mm-hmm. It's cool to be a nerd.
Yeah, don't they have isn't there like a whole new genre for like black nerds called like blurs or something like that? Yeah.
Oh my God, they have BlurredCon. Someone told me about it. It's like Black Comic-Con and everyone comes and stuff. I like to dress up for Halloween, so that's how someone is telling me about it.
BlurredCon.
I never dress up for Halloween. That comes from a childhood trauma though.
Oh,
do tell.
I had a full body Transformer costume on and I had to pee so bad, and the adults in my life didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. So
nigga had to rip that shit off, destroying my. It was Optimus Prime. I love Optimus Prime. I planned to keep this motherfucking outfit and the mask, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking all night. Now I had to destroy this thing to get it off. I was pissed, and after that I was like, fuck Halloween, fuck the costumes, and I never wore one again.
I see what you did there. You were pissed. Me personally, I would have just peed on myself.
Kept it moving.
I mean, I would have stayed true to the outfit and just been like a transmission leak.
Bro, do you know what era that was? That was the era when niggas was ruthless. You pissed on yourself? That's your fucking name till you die, nigga.
How old were you?
I was like, yeah, less than 10.
Come on, man. You get
kids
away
are
with that.
worse. Kids are the worst.
Kids are vicious.
If I peed on myself, right, and let's say I was wearing a white shirt, and pee got up to here and it was yellow, my name would be Yellow Belly till I fucking die, nigga. That's how these motherfuckers was.
Yellow Belly is hilarious.
Bro, my older brother's nickname is Shaky. If y'all know why? Because we're originally from Brooklyn, New York, but a lot of our family lives in San Diego, right? So when we came out to visit, they was like, "Oh, you live in Cali? That's where all them earthquakes is. It's shaky out there. Shaky,
Wow.
shaky till he dies, bro. This is how these niggas was." So nah, bro,
crazy.
I'm not carrying that name. That Transformers outfit had to go. I had to rip that shit out. I did keep the mask until I stomped on it that night, and because I was mad as hell. But yeah,
It's impressive.
child.
You thought about this at when it less than 10.
I've always been that way.
Yeah.
I've always been that way.
It jumped on so bad.
We need to go on Amazon and find him this costume.
Yeah, we have to
It
reduce
is full body, like a.
Like, do you still want it full size, or do you just want to put like the kid version in a box?
If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I feel like at this age, if you get Optimus Prime, it's got to be an official looking one. You can't just have.
oh no, nigga, it was a bullshit like plastic.
No. I'm talking about at this age. You gotta do some official shit where you lay down on the ground and
it
actually
turns
turn into the
a
truck.
car.
Nah,
They got kid ones that did. I've seen the kid.
You got to do. I mean, I'm saying if you were to do it,
that's
at this
a
age.
different costume, G. If we gonna fix this memory, we gotta get the original costume.
Okay, so your
Which they
return to
probably-
Halloween this year will be with this costume.
Yeah, but how you gonna fit in that? What are you talking about?
I
I
mean,
don't know, nigga.
yeah,
I'm sure they make grown up versions.
Oh, you mean it has to be the same exact version that you had, but
Close enough, too.
Your size fit.
What if you stapled it to like an all black suit?
Stapled it to a black suit.
You are all like
Because it's like wearing it, but
we're like
Nah, if I can get the full jumpsuit like it's supposed to be, then we not doing. It's not being done correctly.
Yeah, it sounds
I
like
just don't like that you're canceling out Halloween. That's like one of my favorite holidays.
I mean, as for me, I take my kids Halloween, all that
okay,
kind of
okay.
shit. You know,
Are you mad,
we do
though?
candy and all of that stuff. Am I mad?
the Grinch.
I thought we canceled that. We still take the kids trick or treating. I thought that was canceled.
I mean, they try to put fear in it, but there's always been fear in Halloween. Like when we were kids, we poured our buckets out in front of the adults and searched for the razor blades and the candy
Yeah.
that looks suspicious, and that's a part of the freaking Halloween.
My mom did that.
Yeah, like everything is scary. Walking across the street is scary. Sending your kids to school is scary. Like Halloween, it's supposed to be scary. Come on.
I trick or treated till I was like 15.
Yeah.
with pillowcases.
Yeah.
Yep, and no costume.
Still, they start judging you. Like, why am I too old to be trick or treating?
I'm taking my brother.
Like, word. They don't want to come to the door. They're scared.
It wasn't even that. It was me and 3 of the homies. All of us was 15. Trick or treat, nigga.
yeah.
It was like, what are you guys? It was like teenagers.
Teenagers. Give us
Put this shit in the bag. Okay.
But they're so judgy about it. Like, oh, like, I can't have some candy, bro.
I know, right?
Such
like,
a positive activity to be doing.
Right.
Like,
And it's even better then because now I can travel to the good neighborhoods where they get a full-size candy bars.
Yes.
He's like, what are we? He's like, right now we're good kids, but that depends on you.
yeah.
How much heft do I feel in
Costume
this
changes.
bag? Yeah, we definitely had big ass. My very last Halloween, we got into 2 fights. Yeah, though. So the first one was there were some other kids that was running around taking people's candy, and we fucked them up. Took their candy and gave it to all the kids.
Oh yeah, David, that was big in New York. We definitely used to go back snatching. I love
Yeah,
that.
but I ain't like that shit. I don't like bullies. It makes me see
Yeah,
red,
me
so I
neither.
freaked out. As soon as I saw that shit happen, I looked at my homeboys. They already knew what I was thinking.
Yeah.
We went over there, beat that ass, took all their candy, gave it to the other kids on the block. And then the second fight we got into that night was amongst each other over the candy. But that was fun. So
Oh.
Good times, man. Good times.
Yeah.
I stopped going trick or treating once. I had somebody tell me I'm too old to be trick or treating. That stung. I was like,
Dang.
I'm not even an adult yet. Just because I'm freaking 16, 17. What do you mean I'm too old? Like,
I mean, damn, nigga, 16, 17?
It's like the last thing that drops, though. Like, you know, you learn Santa Claus isn't real, the Easter Bunny, and then now you're just too old for Halloween, you know?
first of all, Santa Claus is real.
Oh, dang.
He's just not. He's not real in the sense of
Fuck that.
what they portray it as, like a big old jolly man.
I guess. But I was telling my kids as soon as they can understand my words. Ain't no
Stuck on it.
motherfucking Halloween. Ain't no Santa Claus.
I haven't.
We were just looking at him like, it's okay.
What happened?
What do you mean by that?
That there is.
Like a man
But
was
Santa Claus is
passing out.
real. Okay, so
Oh, man.
I don't know if did I share this story in the pod before?
No, but I know the truth of it too, so go ahead.
Oh, I've told you before.
No, I just, can stuff.
Oh, okay. So this is why I believe Santa Claus is real. The whole leave your milk and cookies out and all that. So I did that, right?
Oh, God.
No, it's
the way,
it's much
those are
better
snacks
than
for
me
our
going out there and my mom ate the
Wrap our
cookies.
presents.
I'm sorry?
Those are snacks for our parents as they wrap their
Yes,
presents.
exactly. Just like the tooth fairy, the mom collects the tooth and all that. But I put out the milk and cookies for Santa Claus, right? I go to my bedroom. My bed was right by the window, and I'm just sitting there in the bed.
First of all, the skepticism on everybody's face is crazy, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, listen, I was a kid.
Get that in the clips.
I'm sitting there by the bed, just, listening intently, like maybe I'll hear when he comes, through the door, because we have a chimney. And while I'm looking out the window, now, listen, this could have been an alien.
Yeah, wait,
I could have been.
This sounds like you about to really. I thought you was going to say some history of Santa Claus, German shit.
No, and that's why I said not in the sense of how he's portrayed, but because it was Christmas Eve and I was waiting for Santa Claus to appear. Obviously, the image that we all know, the big jolly man, but that's not what I seen. I seen something that looked like lights, like stars and lights of like an outline of something, like moving across the air.
That was an alien sighting.
It could have been.
Like, I believe that before.
It could have.
Aliens drop off our presents. I believe that.
It was outside my window, and it went around, and then it came back again, and it came closer, and it went right up above where I stayed, and then I heard noise, but I didn't see anything, and that was my only time ever seeing anything like that.
And because of the day, you have now deemed that as Santa.
I was going to say,
because it was Christmas Eve.
Are infamous for giving their kids melatonin, so you could have been hallucinating.
Well, I was a kid. This was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't even know if melatonin was around back then.
My experience was the opposite of yours, bro. Because I saw and witnessed my mother struggle to get us fucking presents under, and she was still successful to surprise me sometimes.
Yeah.
So like, there was not no fucking Santa Claus. Not only that, I told my children as soon as they could, I'm not giving no fat white man credit for all the shit that I've been doing. There were times where me and my wife really had to do some fucking tricks, financial tricks and shit. Right. I had to steal some shit, sell some shit, all of that to get presents.
Where does that pressure come from, though? Why is that the expectation you've created for them to have to receive something for Christmas?
In the beginning, it was really just me just repeating the same things I was getting as a child. I thought it was Christmas time to give presents, and when I got older, you do the same thing for your children. And then as I got older myself, I started to, it turned into more of a, so my children don't feel left out because everyone else is getting Christmas presents or whatever. Right. And then I started adding more actual life lessons, and we got together more as a family and actually did things around Christmas rather than being just about Christmas presents. But yeah, when me and my wife first got married, our kids were young, and we were young. We were 22, 23. We were just doing the same thing that we had just been getting and doing ourselves only a few years ago. But as we got older and more mature, we changed our reasons and did more stuff around it.
Awesome. Yeah.
We still get presents.
Because that changes the spirit. Because everyone likes to separate Christmas spirit, or it likes to combine Christmas spirit with Santa Claus. And I think you can experience Christmas without having to feed into the whole Santa Claus narrative.
Yeah, there was no Santa.
Yeah.
Right, because that Mariah Carey jam slap every year.
Yeah. Makes a bag.
And I agree with that. I subscribe to the Christmas spirit. I definitely like when Christmas comes around. I like to do more baking, home cooking. Sometimes play a couple of those tunes from Home Alone. I like that vibe. It's a good upbeat feeling.
Yeah.
Because life already is kind of just on the down. So it gives an upbeat.
Yeah, I'm here for Christmas. I'm here for it. We can do all that. We can do the tinsel. We can do the lights.
All hands on Christmas.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, Christmas.
The tinsels is old school though. Shit.
I grew up in a house. My mama, she decorated every square inch.
I mine too.
Even this, we got a stairwell to go down to outside. That's got lights on it too, and tinsel all of it. I'm talking about from the edge of our property, all the way in and through, all the way to the back. It's gonna be something Christmassy. Even a wreath is gonna be by the daggone garage. She wants it to be Christmas everywhere all the time. And she got specific times on when she wants the tree to be put up and taken down. It's a big thing, I'm here for it. Let's make her happy.
My wife is specific about trees up and down. I'd be just chilling. She's like, okay, so January 2nd, we need to take the tree down.
Not for real.
And then you need to take it out to the trash. And her way of I'll be getting up in the morning and say, do you need me to help you to take the tree out to the truck? Which is her reminding me that the tree needs to go out.
Do that.
I'm nah, I got it. But I know it is just her, because if she don't, I will forget. And it'll be 8 p.m. and I'm I'll do it tomorrow. And that shit will go on for 8 months. So.
Well, I'm glad you guys tossed the tree out because we're in July right now. I was in a customer's house the other day, and they had their tree up still, and I was just looking at them like,
some people love that shit, man.
And they was like, like, before you even say anything, because they see me like look at the tree. Because I'm looking at the tree and I'm like looking at them like,
what month are you?
They're like, before you say anything, look, I'm just at a point where I'm tired of putting this shit up and down every year.
Just leave it there.
Just leave that shit there.
Add something every year.
Nah, it's an event. You know what sucks is as all my kids are older and I got one about to go to college in a couple of weeks. That's the second to the last that my son is out. I'm gonna have to actually start participating. Because usually I sit back and like drink or watch TV while the kids and my wife are doing
it. Because it's very little left in there now.
And then I get up. Usually the only thing I do is I get up. I'm the person that picks up whoever is putting the star on the top of the tree.
Yeah.
I usually am like the person that picks that person up so they can get up there and reach it. But that's about it. Usually I'm just watching, kind of pointing. They got themes. I think last year the color was blue and silver.
Yeah.
The year before that might have been gold and gray. I have no idea, man. They do it up big. And we buy new ornaments every freaking year.
Oh, y'all invested.
Well, my oldest two are girls who are very girly and very dolled up and very much designed when they leave the house. Right. So it's on brand if you know them that all of this does it. And my wife is all about that shit.
For them.
Yeah, me, I just be chilling. Y'all want to do that? Their gift is that I don't complain about any of the things that they do.
I'm here for the girlies. That's so cute.
Yeah, they're girly, like girly.
I was very tomboyish growing up. I had 3 brothers, and my sister is 4 years older than me, so she really wasn't involved in the playing. She's off doing her own thing, being grown. So it's like I'm around a bunch of boys, so I dress, pretty comfortably. I didn't really have an example like around my age of what girly is. So that's very cool. So nice to see.
Yeah,
it definitely rubs off because I have one, the one that's about to go to college, not quite as girly as the other ones, but when her older sisters or a cousin or something around it is girly, she gets girly, which normally not. So there's definitely an influence there. It's pretty interesting. And my poor sons, well, my oldest son, he's the oldest, so it didn't really like affect him. But my youngest, it's like a sandwich. The oldest, I have 5 kids, by the way. Son, girl, son, and at the bottom. And the youngest one, he's just so over it. The girls, he's annoyed by them at every turn. It's pretty hilarious. But now they're all like kind of, well, my oldest daughter came back to the house, but everyone is left. My son's married, out the house with his wife. I'm just waiting on a grandkid now, which probably will never happen because these kids these days don't want to have kids. My oldest daughter, same thing, all of that shit. What'd you say? Y'all like, nah, fuck that too?
To a capacity. I think at some point, I guess, returning to the dating thing, at some point, the expectation to be, married with kids isn't, the only thing that I aspire to be as, a woman in life. And I think sometimes some women may force themselves into certain situations to complete that. And I would rather not do that. So it's if I don't find my person that does then I'm okay with being single and living a happy life and cool on tea, flying. You know what I'm saying? There's other ways to invest in.
I think it used to be that way, what you're saying, but it's not now. I think my wife and us were probably the last generation where women really felt the kind of pressure that would make you settle down and get married before you really wanted to. Now, the pressure's still there, right? But women have, and I think that's why men are so lost. So with the men, our whole existence from the 1800s till now has been work, take care of your family, raise children. That's kind of like your purpose. You work and make money and that's it, right? And the woman takes care of everything else. And part of the reason the women were in that position because they had to be dude, it wasn't until the 70s so they can even get a bank account or some shit without a man signing off on it. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
So fast forward to now, women are really realizing this whole shit where I need to be financially dependent on you, that's not the fucking case anymore. So I'm going to make a full decision on whether or not I like your punk ass to actually marry you. And this isn't just a good situation for us to survive because marriage was very much a survival tactic before. And quite frankly, it ain't now. It really is a full-on choice on whether or not somebody gets it. And that institution really, really benefited men. Now, it doesn't. And dudes is out here, they have no idea what to do because they don't have no mission or nothing in life, and they haven't readjusted. Women have easily readjusted to whatever the new normal is. There's a lot of bonuses and stuff for them in order to do so. The dudes, they're out here like, I don't even know. I think that's part of why these niggas is out here wild.
That's why they're intimidated. It is.
The intimidation is always the wrong word.
It is an intimidation, though. Because like you said, if I figured out my way through this new environment and somehow this man who was in the same environment as me has not, that is kind of intimidating. Because if a man still wants to be in a position to lead, but I'm already a little bit farther, you get what I'm saying? Like, to a lot of men, it's all like, oh, wait, you too put together. A lot of dudes use that. You're too, I know I'm going to have to do this with you. You do, and that's okay that you're accepting that.
It's not intimidation, because amongst men, when you say intimidation has a connotation of fear.
Yeah.
I'm intimidated by you.
I fear that I'm going to be emasculated by you because you're a stronger being than I am, because you're able to navigate a water.
If that's what you believe, then great. But I bet you if you talk to most men, they'll say no. And then you're like, well, I believe this. It's almost like when people say, don't ask me a question if you're only going to accept an answer you already have in your head, and anything else is got to be a lie, right?
Okay. So we're not saying
this is what you believe, and that's okay. I'm just saying that intimidation is probably, there's something there. It's definitely a feeling. But I think intimidation is just the wrong word.
What's another word?
I'll be honest. Hold on. Slow down, 6 feet. Men actually do state that they are intimidated. And I've had multiple men tell me that is the feeling that they have with me. Like, it is something like it, that it takes them aback. They are afraid. And men that can articulate their feelings, there's nothing wrong with that. I appreciate it all, to be honest.
I respect
because that is the accurate feeling. That's the accurate depiction of what you're feeling in that moment. It is that fear of, damn, I'm not good enough. Damn, I don't know if I can hold up to the standards that she's showing me that I might have to. And it's okay. It's okay if you feel that. It's okay. But you're just not the man for me. You know what I'm saying? And I get that. And I just feel like it's okay to say that some men are intimidated out here. It is a valid feeling, and if they feel that way, we shouldn't be putting them down because they happen to.
And I feel like with men's relationship with each other is slightly different than how women know men. The same way a man is going to carry himself in a room with you two is not the same way he's going to carry himself in a room with the two of us alone. So there's a way that when it comes to their interaction with women that y'all don't see all the time. And so that's when we're sitting back and evaluating, like, oh, okay, you're functioning with me like this because you feel X, Y, and Z. So I say that we were saying this off camera before. I've had men who have criticized me in a group setting. Oh, you come off really aggressive and guarded and da-da-da-da. And then we've gone to a bar. I went to the bathroom and he caught me outside the bar and was like, come here for a second. Because like we said, there's that fear that I might have been like, nah, I'm good. But although that's not how I carry myself or whatever, it's just this automatic, like, I guess, preconceived notion that because she speaks and talks and walks like this, I'm going to have this issue with her, whatever that issue is that men associate with women who act like this. So to a capacity is an intimidation that you don't want to allow me to be myself and, just rise to the occasion. And if you don't, like she said, that's okay. There's a woman that you're not going to feel that way around. Mm-hmm. Not to say that she's a lesser woman than me, but she might be a little bit more feminine. Her goal in interacting with a man might be a little different than what mine is or what I'm interested in when I see men. I like alpha men who, they're like, oh, I like that fiery side. We can have a rapport with each other where we're just going back and whatever. It's not like, oh, dang, she's doing too much. So, yeah.
But she's making me feel away.
Yeah.
She's talking too much.
And I don't have that experience with everyone. So, yeah, there's an adjective for it. Whether it be intimidation, that's why I said, what's another word for it? Because sometimes intimidation could be the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of other feelings that are underneath that. Mm-hmm. That's that may be portrayed to us as intimidation, because if someone retreats from me, it's almost like, oh, okay, what about me was not,
Yeah, honestly, I can't even answer that. When you say, what you say about intimidation being the tip of the iceberg and other feelings being none of that pretty valid, I'd have to think about a different feeling to portray besides intimidation. And that might be just my own personal interpretation of what intimidation means as well. As a person, I would never label myself as an alpha male, but I've been called an alpha by many, many people.
And I was just about to say, the man that we just characterized, you don't possess those qualities, which is why you don't identify with what we just said. You said intimidate me. A woman intimidate men who are... Men who are truly in their masculine are not intimidated by women. When you step into a room, you are a man. You carry yourself as such. Men respect you that way. So, they was like, boom, 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 boom. Like the whole room. No, for real, the whole room knows. I watch, like, when men ask me, like, what am I attracted to? I'm attracted to the way a man carries himself. If you go into a room and men approach you respectfully, shake your hand and look you in your eye and da-da-da-da and want to sit up a little taller because, this man just came in, that's attractive to me. There's men that are loud in front of women, very talkative, talk a lot. But when they get around men, it's not the same aura that they have. No. So, and
I'm starting to realize that.
Yeah.
Because I've made a lot of like judgments based on my own personal feeling. And I've sort of re-engaged with men. For a while, it was just me and my wife and my kids, fuck everybody else, right?
Yeah.
But now as I've gotten older, well, my wife kind of doesn't like that. So when I say fuck everybody else, I fucking mean that shit. But anyway.
This was crazy, but go on.
I have re-engaged with kind of talking with a lot of young men and stuff like that because I have a tendency, especially when it comes to men, and this nigga gonna say pause, to attract men. Pause. Men often like come to me for advice, to talk to me. I have lots of ex-coworkers and everything that still call me to ask me about stuff. So I've kind of started to re-engage because I'm like, these niggas is lost, but I'm also not about to be the one of these motherfuckers making TikToks all day talking shit about what men should be doing. I think I should just get out there and like touch people and talk to them. And there's been plenty of times when they just explain stuff, I just don't get it. And I started to understand that's because I don't see it that way. So for instance, there was a thing that happened at work the other day where a guy jokingly said to another guy, bring your punk ass over here or something, right? Dude flipped out, got all mad, said, we can take it outside. Of course, didn't actually want to. And the other dude was like, well, bet, let's go outside. And while I'm talking to old boy, he said, I had to defend my manhood, this, that, and the other, right? And this is what I told him. And he looked at me like I had just said the most profound shit in the world. I said, bro, your manhood is not something someone can give you or take from you. It simply is. And when you realize that shit, you won't feel the need to defend it. And he was like, why? Like big eyes, you know what I'm saying? He said, but I was like, no, listen, like when you realize, like, that's why I joke with them. We make jokes on the last podcast. I was making a lot of gay jokes. I'm never worried about someone thinking I'm gay because I'm not gay, and that's it. Yeah. So when you have that, and I just didn't see it until recently when I started interacting with other people more, I just didn't see it. And other people say all the time, like, oh, I'm sure you don't have that problem. I'm like, fuck you mean? But now I know what they mean.
And the other side of it is just women that let things go by. Because there's a segment of women who allow clownery. Because I started to critique it, right? Yes. Why am I having these interactions with this man? And then I realized, baby, it's not your fault. Somebody else let you do this. And you got those cheeks that night. This worked for you. Yeah. And then you come across a shorty like me or someone similar. Not to say I'll say this. I give myself discernment, and it says I entertain some clownery too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not separating myself from the bunch of greats.
Fun, okay?
Yeah. Are fun.
Oh, wow.
But with that being said,
but they not
there's a certain amount of things that happen in the dating space or just being outdoors that you be like, why did you think that worked? And so now, honestly, I'm like in a therapeutic space like all the time. So I feel like everything's an educational moment. So maybe I might stop and be like, listen, I know that this worked for you in the past, but really this is how I'm feeling and this is what it did. Maybe you shouldn't do that. And then, you left with a gym and I'd probably change your life.
You're welcome.
Wow. Y'all listening out there?
But sometimes it's just an educational moment.
No, it's what it is.
And I honestly, so one of the criticisms I got from a date, but we're still dating, so it wasn't too bad. He was like, you don't ever turn off your professionalism. But I tell people now, like, I may not be your wife, but I could be your realtor for life. So I never try to leave a space with a negative interaction. I don't want him to be like, oh, it's that told me no and F off. So I'm always going to be polite. That's my first skill. Like, oh, sorry, I appreciate it, but thank you, da-da-da. The moment you start pressing and getting to whatever, then it's like, all right, now listen. I tried to be nice. And before you come over here, one more time, I'm going to fuck you.
Oh, my God. Wow, man, you are too crazy.
You got to do that. You got to do it, though. Like, I'm about to cry.
Because that's just so fucking real.
And it's so real. You have to do it because it's like, dang, I couldn't be nice and say no.
No.
I couldn't be nice.
I remember getting hit on when I was younger, like from the niggas at the gas station. You know what I'm saying? Like you at the pump, niggas talking about something, hey, whatever with wham. First off, I'm not entertaining that first and foremost. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna act like I didn't hear any of that. So when then if they try to catch you, on the way in, most times they trying to sell, weed at the gas station. No, I'm good, I'm good.
Keep it moving.
Next thing you know, I get called bitches, ugly, all kind of shit. It's those niggas. Like those niggas grow up too. Like, what I'm saying? So they're still the niggas.
They still outside.
Yeah, they still outside.
There's people we went to school with that had those.
Well, fuck you then, ugly bitch.
Yeah.
Stank ass pussy.
But then I turned around to go, see, that's why it wasn't gonna work. My pussy stank. Like, I'm ugly. That's why it wasn't gonna work. See, I'm doing us a favor. Because of what you said. I'm looking out for you.
You don't want this fish market.
Yeah, like you're so right. It just went from sexy to ugly in 2 seconds. Okay. See what happens when you talk to me?
I hear that all the time from women. They be like he was saying earlier about the phone number thing, is that niggas will flip like in a minute. And I've seen it obviously myself, been in a group with niggas when they trip like that, and then that dude them like, yo, chill, or I'll start talking shit to them later. Oh yeah, like when that girl turned you down.
Y'all the reason for it.
That's the reason.
Y'all are the reason for it. Men, the thing that y'all do to talk. I've had a whole man lie on my vagina before, like told his whole friend group that he hit, and I had to orchestrate a whole event for him to be like exposed, basically. And then it look me in my eye and say, okay, go ahead and tell them the same thing that you told them in front of me now. That's so weird that he felt so pressured to have to come up with a hit that night. That, you know what I mean? Like, what the heck? In Philadelphia, they're aggressive. They'll shoot you for saying no.
What I was saying was something different, though. Like, when a dude, let's say, for instance, later on in the conversation, he goes, yeah, because I ain't even like that. I ain't all sensitive like some niggas be. Oh, you was pretty sensitive when old girl turned you down earlier. Your feelings was hanging out. And we started laughing like that.
See, that's still bad.
Yeah, that's definitely a close boy. You saying something like that, too. You
that's
ain't doing it to it. Somebody you close to, that's the dude you got to be close to saying.
No, see, look.
No?
I don't even understand that statement.
That's demon time activity.
That's not demon time. That's honesty. Like, to me, I'm doing you a favor.
You throwing a very vulnerable moment.
Exactly.
That's a sharp, vulnerable moment.
When people aren't ready to receive the information that you're trying to give, you don't know how that's going to hit them and how they're going to interpret it. Now that you've done almost questioned them and made them feel less than as a man, now that you pointed out the fact that they were, one, shot down by a girl, and two, that they feelings also to be hanging out, is now you done pointed that out too. So now they have to find some way to make sure that you see and everybody else sees. So now we're in a stage of overcompensating. And then
we get that.
So now we're going to get now we're getting that, because now they have to show you how big of a man they are and how they're so above it. What it looks like to be above it is, I'm about to treat the women lower. I got to treat them like shit. I got to say, fuck you, you ugly.
I'm going to get on them some more if you do that, though.
You see what I'm saying? Is that help? You know?
I don't think it'll be something that you see all the time, though. It'll be something that, like, you might see and call it out on, but in every other occasion he's in, who's calling him out on that behavior? Or I'm going to get with friends that think the same way, because I always think about that with guys.
So should I not say anything to him?
Bro, you took that L. Yeah. Or like, yo, change your approach. Like, are you trying to help him or clown him?
Facts.
See, that's that New York shit.
But men at the same time, we kind of communicate a little differently. What you're saying is, come to the bro in a situation where y'all in bro mode and be like, hey man.
Hey man.
You could have come at that woman in a different way. And everybody would stop and be like,
what the fuck?
This nigga, like, so you still kind of got to be in bro mode and in shit talk mode, because that's kind of how men receive stuff, is in shit talk. Like, you hear me say it, and to you feel like that's the way they will receive it. And you might be right. But I think even if I didn't do anything, to me, I put a stone on the scale. Okay. Basically, I put something that will eventually be one of many stones that will get him to change. The way I look at it. Okay. Because I got to, also for me, there's something in me that often makes you want to call out bullshit, but I will measure whether or not it's worth it at the time, right? And if this is something, again, when I say I don't give a fuck about nobody outside of my family, this is what I mean. Like, I'm talking to this nigga when I wait, and I was like, who the fuck is this nigga? I probably won't even see him again tonight. And if I do, so what? We fight tonight, whatever.
What about his mental that continues after he saw you?
It doesn't exist.
But it does. It's essentially outside of you.
If you're going to put yourself in a space...
I can't worry about every little ripple I have.
Let's think of it this way.
Game, You can't come at it with, I have that one cookie cutter approach. If you're going to try to help someone, you have to look at the audience that you're trying to help. You're talking as
That's
if
too
you're
much.
speaking to everyone.
That's too much.
Just like you.
Because if that's the case, I got to listen to the way I talk to y'all right now, because whatever I say to y'all could ripple off and fuck up your relationship with some other nigga. And now I'm like, see, if you, that's what I'm saying. That's everywhere.
Do you think
know what I'm
that's
saying?
too much
I could have stepped on a bug on the way out of here, and that bug was supposed to eat some spider that was then going to bite some dude that would have turned him into Spider-Man, and then he would have saved it. But I didn't do all that.
But your existence in itself changes the narrative of the world. Had you not been on the highway this morning and drove, somebody else that was behind you probably would have got to their destination quicker today.
Maybe, but I ain't worried about none of that shit. I'm getting to where I'm going. I can't.
We're just saying,
every
men are soft. They're softer than you think, and that's just the wrap of it.
Thank you. I feel like if you're going to be on that type time, like, or you going to be on some, I don't give a fuck about nobody except my family, I think you should keep that same narrative going forward. Like, you shouldn't be interjecting yourself into other people's lives. Like, hey, homie, don't be talking to shorty like that. Don't beat up the people that's trying to steal the candy. Because one, you are not conscious about the other people that you're hitting. You don't care enough. Once you start caring enough, then maybe you could start, inserting yourself in. But like saying, like what she said, everybody is not in that same mental space. You could really fuck somebody up by hitting them like that. That's why that suicide.
But if I care like that, then I can't move at all. Everything you do,
like there's a lot of things going on.
Everything you do affects somebody. Everything. And if whether I decide to say something to them or don't decide saying something to them, what I say to them and what I don't say, how I say it and how I don't, all of it affects, and it all ripples out. So you got to make a decision on how you're going to move, or else I'm going to be stuck everywhere. Even when it comes to my own children, you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. You can raise a child and do everything that the book say you're going to do, and that motherfucker's still on the pole smoking crack.
I respect that.
Or you don't pay attention to them at all, and they go to college and become an upstanding citizen. You don't know. That's how it is in the world. So you just get out here and move and make the decisions and do the best you can, and it kind of is what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think, but once you know better, you do better. You know better, you know better.
But it's more so that he's made the decision that I'm not. It is what it is. And that's a consequence in itself. You know what I mean? So if I was the friend on the other side of it and I was like, oh, I really feel some type of way about what G said, I'm not going to fuck with Cut anymore.
That's his decision to make.
His decision to make.
Or he can come to me and say that.
When it comes to change, you have to insight change within self. So if this is the person you choose to be and the people around you choose to keep coming around, then there's an element to that relationship that they fuck with. It is what it is. I always say, I like my shit scooped up front. I don't want to.
I think if I did see that people in general didn't fuck with me and didn't like me and had no friends, I didn't get married, my kids don't say they like me.
My life was horrible.
All that kind of shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Maybe not that dramatic, but it would have to be enough for me to notice, right? That
he said, if I was on my deathbed, I'd finally change.
I might need to change my approach to doing stuff. Because you can even...
Now you cool, though.
You can even do that in school, right?
I think it's just a lack of knowledge. I think that you are, like you said, in your bubble. Like you're familiar with you and yourself, and you think that a lot of men think like you, which is okay, because, you're in a different...
I think a lot of men think like me.
Okay. Well, you feel as though a lot of men would be able to eat what you're saying. And we're telling you that, hey, we've been out here, you haven't. So we know that a lot of men out here ain't eating like that. So you do what you want with it. You know what I'm saying?
But I can't be worried about it either. And then you say like a lack of knowledge. See, a knowledge about what?
About the different men that have like sensitivity issues out here. You claim as though, they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, we trying to tell you.
Don't. They sensitive, so what? I'm still going to say something. I mean, know full well your ass is sensitive, and I'm still going to say something.
And I was going to say, that's such an East Coast mentality. Midwest niggas are like real chill. Like West Coast niggas, we just chill, we relax. Like if it ain't really some shit to fuck around about and you're not really doing some real explicit disrespectful shit, we chill. But the over commentation, like certain shit that would fly on the East Coast, on the West Coast, you'd be like, yo, this nigga rowdy. Why did he say that?
See, I got both.
Yeah.
Because I'm from New York, right? But I was raised in San Diego.
Okay.
So I got both. I'm chill. That's why I say I decide on what I'm going to fuck around with and what I'm not going to fuck around with. But when I do decide to fuck around,
you go straight East Coast.
And like I said, what I have noticed, this is something I have noticed. I have noticed that most people really like me and think I'm cool, and they hate my fucking guts. There's almost no in between.
Yeah. Cancers.
I understand.
Nice callback.
I love it.
I understand for the other side, for people. I understand for the other side to know that I noticed, right, that there are a lot of people who just don't like me. And I also understand from my own point of view, there's people that I run into and I just don't like that nigga. Did he do anything? No. I just don't fucking like that nigga. And I know they're going to do this, going to be the same for me. And I also know that I probably did something carry myself in a way, say something, remind them of someone else, whatever, to make a person not like me. And there's really not much I can do that. All I can really do is like be me. Because if I switch to make this person like me, then all the other people in my life may not fuck with that person I switched to.
Or you'd have to do it all the time.
So what I was underneath the impression was that this is not your profession, but something that you do. Like you counsel young men. That's what I was thinking.
Counsel young men professionally. Niggas just come to me and ask me advice all the time.
Oh, okay.
So I try to think, be thoughtful in a way.
Advice in that space, then you should probably be more aware of the audience that's hitting it.
No, you're right.
So that was what I was going.
If someone's coming to me counseling, you're right. When your approach is that I'm standing outside with a bunch of niggas in that situation.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And one of them is my friend, and the rest of them is weirdos. You know what I'm saying?
Even in any capacity, the whole point is niggas are soft. They're just soft, and they take that shit out on women. Thanks, guys. Yeah. But also being said, like the same bitches that they talk about are bitches that like that fit the role that you're like. I always say when some men talk bad about women, there's a specific group of women that they're talking about that don't represent the masses, and it has to fit the narrative so much so, which is like, see. That's why this. I told you so, but it's like, nah. That's because that's the type of you fuck with.
When I hear men talk bad about women, which is often, you'd be surprised.
It's a lot.
I guess it wouldn't be. I shouldn't be surprised now because it's often. I always flip it back on them. Always.
Yeah.
So some dude like, actually the same guy I gave that speech to the other day, was talking about. He used all the buzzwords. He said modern women. As soon as niggas say that shit, you know you're on fuck time. He said. Western society, fuck nigga shit. He said, start talking about women in another country, treating them like a human being. I was like, oh, I already know. I said, okay, but you make $15 an hour and you live out your car.
Bro.
That chick that's coming from out of the country wants to be taken care of. And she ain't trying to live in a one-bedroom apartment. She could do that shit in fucking Myanmar, where the fuck you got her from. Mm-hmm. You still, because he's complaining about women wanting to be about money, you still need to, they're really on that protect and provide shit. For real. They leaving their family and coming to another country. Are you ready to do that? And I don't think you know, because I know, because I've had to do it, the pressure of being the sole provider. Because this shit you're doing right now, you'd have to swallow it if you was a sole provider. Because if you get fired on your job with some dumb shit, you're going to have to go home with your fucking hat in your hand and explain to your wife and kids that you got fired because you wanted to uphold your fucking man. Yeah, nobody's eating shit. Mm-hmm. So when you're the sole proprietor in that house, or sole provider, in that house, the pressure is also on you because you need to provide at all times. You need to basically take the L's and take the hits. You can't fuck around. You can't play around. You can't take no breaks. You need to get your ass up in the morning every time, on time. Your foot hurt, so a nigga go to work. You broke your arm, wrap that shit up, take your ass to work. That's what you have to do when you're the only one. When you got a partner in the house, if you fall down, the other person can run a couple laps for you while you get up. But when you're the only one, it sounds good because you think if you got all the money and doing shit, you got all the power. Yep. But when you in that situation, it's not like that. You, like for me, when I was the only one working in my house, and when I had owned my own business, and I hate that statement, but anyway, because you can't own somebody else's business. So of course you own your own business. Anyway, my wife was at home, and to her, I used to always say she had the hard job because I was at work all the time, and being at work all the time was pretty simple, right? Go to work, do what you're supposed to do, come home, eat, and go to sleep. She had to make sure that the bills is getting paid. And when I say that, I mean physically, like making sure the money gets into the account to get actually paid. Kids had to eat, go to sleep on time, maybe make sure their homework is done. Now, all that shit is hard shit. I wouldn't want to do any of that shit. So if you want to be the sole person in your house, then all that pressure that is there. And I think most men don't realize the reality of that situation until they in. It just sounds good because the internet makes niggas think that shit sound cool.
Uh-huh.
So
anytime they use words like that, that was an internet search. Those aren't your original thoughts. These aren't thoughts that you are gathering from actual experiences in the real life.
Yeah.
And that's just the weird thing that you also have to combat in the dating world that you didn't have to like 5-6 years ago. These like internet personas. We talked about that, like online dating. I fucking hate online dating.
Everybody says that.
It's like cool, and I like it in the capacity of this. some men that I run into online, I'm not going to run into in the space of the physical world. So it gives me a wider access. But the weird thing I don't like about it is that obviously people make a blanket statement about themselves and they put all the shit that glitters and is gold and looks cool and da. Then you have to have a conversation with them, and then you have to decide, like, do we talk a little bit longer or do we meet in person now? And then if we meet in person now, I have to re-meet you because some of the stuff you put online isn't lining up. Like, homeboy will come 30 pounds heavier. These are fucking pictures from fucking high school. Now I figured out, like, damn, this isn't, catfish.
Because dudes don't take a lot of pictures in general.
That's not the excuse we're going to use. That was an intentional thing.
I get you saying.
Do
Okay.
not. That man knew.
It's a whole dating.
Plus, everybody got smartphones. You can snap a quick one, right?
Snap a quick one to make a dating profile. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. Although I've done a lot of dating on Hinge and tablets.
What's Hinge?
Hinge. Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm dead ass.
Yeah, I was gonna
This
say.
is not an ad.
Is that like you say in Dallas? Is that like a local?
No. So Hinge is just an app, a dating app that you can use, and then you can set your location to wherever you're at in whatever mile radius. You can have certain specificities. Specificities. Thank you, Lord. Specificities of like whatever you like, height wise, race, ethnicity, age, something. Yeah, organic. I mean, that's if you want to pay for it. I don't pay for the app. It's like paying for pussy.
So it's not just like Tinder or whatever, right?
No. Okay. So I think personally, certain apps have certain implications. Are you laughing at her?
Yeah, I guess it's like pay for pussy. I don't pay for pussy.
I don't pay for that. That's like paying for pussy.
And then you get undelivered niggas, and I'm paying $10 and I ain't getting no nigga this month. Like, no.
Well, listen, I've never used
Not for sexual purposes.
I'm gonna
I mean,
just jump in and I'm just gonna say, maybe try a month of paying for it and see what kind of quality of niggas you find on there. I'm gonna just say that because if you're just looking for the little free niggas, you're gonna get the niggas that's just capping. I'm just saying you're gonna get the niggas that's capping.
No. So I don't think it necessarily puts you in a group like, oh, only y'all niggas pay for this app.
Right, but it gives you some sort of like indicator that this person's a premium user.
No. So that's not what it does. So the benefit on
does it give you?
That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. The benefit of buying the app is basically you can increase your specificity.
There you go.
Okay, on my end, but it's still gonna show me quality niggas. You know what I mean? Like it's just a wider net, I guess.
I mean, you can't define your searches like greater with a premium account.
Yeah,
I would imagine you could, right?
Yeah.
So just do that.
I mean, $10 is nothing, right?
That's nothing.
Or nothing at all.
That's just so trash.
Yeah, right. Can I have $10? We just admitted it was nothing at all.
What?
I know, just charge it to his card.
Just charge it to his card, right? Just said it was nothing at all. Now it's something.
Just charge it. We'll share an account.
Okay. So you don't pay for pussy either.
We both looking.
I've actually never downloaded a dating app. I actually don't have social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only ever hear that from married people.
Yeah, I've never been on
Shit, sometimes that ain't
on
true.
a dating app, and I don't have social media.
Wow, you just off the grid.
Yeah.
Okay.
I recently did that because I was just wasting time doom scrolling. So I was like, take off the show.
Social media.
So not being on social media as a entrepreneur, how do you like grow your business?
Had that conversation too.
I want to hear this.
I do in-person sales. I go to conventions, things like that, and I do a try-on product. So if I'm going to sell you a massager, it's more like an impulse buy. I want you to see what it's going to feel like. That way you want to take it home, right? It doesn't really make sense over online. I mean, it does. I can advertise, cool, but I'm not doing that.
Yeah, because you could have old boy or girl or whatever and whatever you got going on, and their reaction, that's the selling point. Oh, yeah, boom. You put that online, like, oh, yeah, I got to deal with that.
Social media to me is as much effort as the in-person stuff that she does. Conventions, I've had to do stuff like that as well too. In my past job, and what she's doing, there's a very tangible, immediate buyout from what you're doing.
For sure.
The internet shit, man. Unless you pay the extra money for all the analytics and all that bullshit, which will erase anything you probably would have made. It's kind of not worth it. But specific to what she's doing. If there's some other product, I totally get what you're saying. Or if you're a realtor like you. Absolutely, right. But what she done that, like you said, is a very tangible item. Like you don't really need to.
You don't see McDonald's sells McDonald's advertisements on social media. You know what I mean? It's like something that they don't.
Well, they're on commercials though.
Yeah, but like not like who watches TV. I can't see a commercial.
You know what?
Like, McDonald's is just, you gonna see that shit when you pass by on the road.
Right.
When you're hungry, you're in the car, going someplace. They're not worried about you in your house,
I only watch TV now, football season.
Get a massage. Oh my God, I love that kid.
Okay. I just feel like social media is a greater reach.
I was gonna say I love social media.
It is, but when you start to think about logistically, like you said, I have to ship it to you. Now I have to insert that cost. I also had to pay for it to even be on there. Like I have to pay for the business model. This is really not.
The return on investment is
Well, just like you said, when you pay for the analytics, you can pay to market just the people in your area. So
see, that's another pay, and you're paying for even got.
Yeah, and I still would have to ship it to you, take it to you, something else, and then on top of that, don't then I have to demo it on you then too. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in person with you. I do this, so now I'd have to show you how it works, all the things. Like it's kind of double my time. You might get paid.
Okay.
Also, excuse me if I'm wrong, but when people buy stuff online, like say for instance, she showed a video of someone doing all that, people buy things, it creates a false expectation and a false usership. If she's demonstrating it to them like there, the sale sticks better, I would think, because, they sold it to them, they got to see it, the hands on it, they know they really liked it, they know what shape or how big it really is. People for internet stuff, how many times have you bought something? That's why there's a whole meme with like what I bought versus what I got kind of thing, because people are buying things online and with the expectation of certain things and a presentation being off. So I know what you're saying. For a lot of things, it's absolutely true. It's mostly like a doctor's offices don't advertise because they're a destination-based business. When you need them, you find them. Yeah, so you don't need to advertise that. You'd be wasting money doing so.
Yeah, this one's more like an impulse buy.
Okay.
Got to be there.
Okay.
Most people, once they start to think about it and be like, do I really need a massage? How often would I use it? Where's my other one? You know what I'm saying? It's too much. Or can I get it cheaper? Let me search.
Yeah.
I need you now.
Okay. Listen.
The insert.
You sound like you got it all down. So obviously business is good. So I'm not going to argue with it. If it's working, do your thing. She's like, not me though. I'm on social media now.
No, I was reading your bottles of Puerto Rican.
Well, listen, while you're reading it, let's go ahead and do something.
I have ADHD, so I have to do like 4 things at once.
I'll be honest though, I don't have social media. I'm awkward as shit on.
Yeah, but we're making communities.
But not everybody's willing to sacrifice their personal life for like online games. So I will say like there's a certain part of me that holds back in my content creation. I have like 18,000 followers on Instagram. I do a lot of stories and whatever.
It's impressive.
So, but I also like to have a certain level of privacy. For some reason in this current economy, like consumers want to know you in order to buy your product.
Personal.
So like once you put your face on something, it's like, okay, well, what do you do? What do you like to brush your teeth with? What do you wipe your ass with? Who are you dating? Da 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 da. So there's certain part of me that I want to keep like, yeah. But
those things are making crazy money.
Yeah, it was.
Like lifting up off.
Oh, my bad.
Bad boys.
My bad.
Still doing it.
Just put them over there.
I was actually about to get up while you finished talking.
Yeah,
grab a cup to mix or whatever, but continue.
Keep going.
I forgot.
Millions of followers.
Oh, yeah. Not millions of followers.
You were talking about people wanting to know what you wipe your ass with.
I just like having a certain level of like, honestly, let's just call it a boundary. I like having a boundary between myself and people. I have them with my real friends in the real world. I want to be able to have one with people that have access to me on the internet. And sometimes like you have to overthink about certain things that you do online because you see how it could negatively impact somebody. Just the quickest decision or just you using a certain type of language, immediately somebody's going to cancel out, blah, blah, blah. And I had a conversation recently with someone about like me going out and stuff. And they're like, oh, you don't dance. You don't get up and da-da-da-da. So I'm just like, you're a nurse, so you could take off your nurse's uniform, go put it to the side, go put your hood on, whatever, come out to the tees and have a good time and then go back to work. But as a realtor, the profession I chose to get in, a lot of it is associated with my personality. They're not going to separate my personal from professional. It's like, I'll help you. I'll let you help me buy a house, but do I like you? A lot of times it's, but do I like you? Yeah. Whereas a nurse, like, You can't give me that. You know, like who in the nurses, you know what I mean, in the doctor's office is going to be like, oh no, I saw you twerking last night. They know they're not going to see you in those spaces. Yeah, like, they're just not going to have that correlation because you weren't wearing your uniform. Where my face is my uniform. So yeah, call it bourgeois if you want to, but.
I get what you're saying. It definitely is, like you said, a personality thing. I bought a house a few years ago, and I went through just one realtor before we got to another one. And the first realtor was younger. She wasn't as experienced. She kind of, I don't know, disregarded a lot what we said. And then, so that made us not like her, right? So then we went with somebody else, and then we got just like a seasoned, older black lady, really reminded of auntie or some shit. She wasn't nearly as friendly as the first person, but I guess I understood that in her. So it worked out, yeah. And she definitely did a great job, but it definitely makes the whole thing like all personal. Yeah. So I understand it. I understand exactly what you mean.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Get that. No mention.
And it works for me. I like having a boundary. And if I mess with you, like, and I was going to say, like, me, it's like a tier, you know. This is how I present myself in general to everybody. And then if I fuck with you, we're going to go to the next part. You know, like the next layer of this onion. Or it gets, you see a little bit of weird Christina or whatever it is. And then the next layer, da-da-da-da. And that's how you, whatever. And then I always felt like I was just having a conversation with this guy I was out with last night. And he was talking about like how he had a friend and the friend had did something that he didn't agree with. And he just felt like, oh, maybe I should just cancel him as a friend because I feel like if we were friends, he should be able to talk to me about, like he says that he doesn't have like intimate moments with his friend. He doesn't feel like they talk and hang out or whatever. They just go out with each other. And I was like, well, isn't it okay that that's okay? Like, that's your go out friend. He doesn't have to fulfill all these other needs that you have if you have other people that may fulfill those needs. But it's also an understanding of like, I get that you feel that that's what you want for him, but communicate that. And then if that person decides like, nah, I'm cool with just being a going out friend, then you decide, like, do I want to just mess with him when I want to go out or whatever? But I think we try to criminalize people when they're not everything that we want them to be. Just accept them in the space that they present themselves.
You know, everything now is like, oh, if they're not adding to you or bringing your piece or whatever the hell, then get rid of them, basically, kind of thing. Yeah. We always say everybody's going to wind up being alone.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, most of us, and I guess maybe I'm the only one to say it, most of us don't really give a shit about everybody else much anyway. There are few of us who really do feel that empathy for other people, like, deeply. But most people are really
I'm selfish. I am a selfish being. My world revolves around me. I try to be a good person. If the good aligns with what the fuck I want to do, then that's motherfucking golden. You know what I mean? I try hard.
I get it.
But at the end of the day, I also, like, I'm single. I don't have kids. My family lives out of state. Just my general upbringing in itself of like living by myself or whatever, it's conditioned me to be a selfish person and kind of worry about myself or whatever. And in a capacity, in order for you to show up for other people, you have to fulfill your ring of like self-fulfillment before you can go and be something for somebody else. So till we get there, you know, I always say like people dating outside that need work, do that work before you go and date. You know what I mean? Like, charge your battery and then come out here. You want to do some work with people? You want me to go through it with you? I get getting somewhere with somebody and then going through something. But sometimes that self-work just needs to be done alone.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, period, but I think even more so on the men because we normally don't do that. But I think a lot of people, period, in a dating landscape now have to be way more, I hate using buzzwords, but it's the word, intentional and healing and doing the things they need to do.
Amen.
Because in the old days, as I say, in the old days, it was only 20 years ago, a lot of people got married and got into these long-term relationships when they were really young. I like to say young and dumb. You're young and dumb and naive enough to get in these kind of relationships and kind of, I don't know, without reserve, give your heart to somebody like that. Mm-hmm. And maybe you got lucky and that person didn't hurt you and y'all stayed together or whatever, right? Now, motherfuckers ain't doing that shit when they get young. By the time they decide they want to do that, they're 30, they got experiences, they've been hurt, they've hurt other people. And now it's I think the equation is much more complicated and people getting together. And like I always say, much more difficult for the men because the women out here are really specifically choosing who they're getting into relationships with. And dudes have never really done that. It's almost like she's all right. She doesn't make me sick. I'm good. We'll stay together. They don't really, from ones I know anyway.
I must hear you say that. I feel like
just from the ones I know. They're choosy about like upfront stuff and what other people have told them they should be choosy about.
Yeah.
Perfect example is body counts, right? Suddenly in the last 5 years, niggas is worried about body counts, right? And it's only because the internet told them that suddenly they should be worried about body counts. First of all, she ain't gonna tell you.
I didn't even know that.
I was gonna say they've been worried about body counts.
I will be honest.
Now they ask, like really ask.
Grown men do not ask me that question. I've had younger dudes like that hit on me where they're
Younger
like
dudes,
24, 25. They might say some slick stuff like that, and I'll be like, boy, please. But yeah, to realistically ask, I forgot what you just said that I wanted to rebate off of. I'll catch.
What were you about to say?
Not having social media puts on these blinders for me. I didn't know that people were concerned about that. I also didn't know that these men now don't have standards.
It's not that they don't. Wouldn't.
It's out here for anything.
Okay, let me explain. With men,
There's somebody for everybody.
for myself when I was younger, and from what the dudes I talk to now, what I understand this to be that for men, there's two kinds of attention. There's actual intention that I actually like you and spend time around you, and then there's just sexual attention, right? Men throw away sexual attention like it's nothing, like it's like Oprah giving away gifts at the show. You'll get attention. That's those DMs and shit. That's that you pretty hey girl. We'll throw that shit out. It's like bait. They don't give a fuck. It literally, and I've told this to my daughter, it literally doesn't mean anything. When they will actually give up time and effort, money, resources, or whatever, that's like actual attention that they're really trying to pay you as a person. But someone just saying something about your looks or something sexual literally means nothing for us. We will say that to people and not even mean it.
Not even currently though, because I also tell younger girls like I know men who have money or who are wealthy or have done well for themselves. Mm-hmm. It is nothing for me to pay an extra $50 for you to eat with me, sweetheart. It is nothing for you to come along with me and do whatever because I have the money to do it. So I think a lot of girls get distracted by the material things that are provided by men in a sense of entertainment. Like, oh, he must like me because he took me here and there. All I had to do was pay another $65, girl. Mm-hmm. That wasn't a thing for me. So I always look at that as that was nice, but the intention comes in the checkups, the actual content of conversation with those individuals. Because a lot of guys do that, like throw away money thinking that girls are just gonna like them more for that. But then on the flip side of it, it's the same dudes that throw that money that talk bad about those women, but that's why they come around.
Yeah.
You're tricking right now. We have a younger friend, male friend, who invites us out sometimes, and he has a very interesting and sometimes very negative and repulsive interaction with women.
That is so accurate. That is perfect.
Because he almost utilizes them to have them around to kind of showboat in a sense. But then also was like, well, I'm paying for everything, so bitches should feel da-da-da-da. Bitches should respect me because of blah, blah, blah. And so one day we were sitting
Call them senor bitches.
Yeah. We were sitting at like a tabletop or whatever, and he was talking to his like family member on the phone, and he was saying something like, yeah, they not paying for nothing. I said, tell her you're tricking, not that we not paying for nothing.
Please be honest.
Change that narrative, baby. Take accountability for what you're doing right now. You called me, said, hey, come out, don't worry about it. Tell her you said that. Okay? These old bitches you tricking on, yeah, we gonna sit here and let you talk all your good shit, but you still gonna pay that bill.
Yep.
You still gonna invite me out next time.
Yeah.
Because I know what you're looking for in a scenario. So when we were around one time, we got into a situation with these young girls. Oh, Lord Jesus. It was crazy. They started fighting in the car, and we're like older. So we're just kind of like, I don't think we should leave them in a situation with like these four girls trying to fight each other. But we later had to sit him down and explain what the problem was. How like,
even know.
You didn't even know. You couldn't even.
Did they start fighting over him?
No, it was, okay, so here's this, we'll run the story down.
No.
He invites me out. He said, hey, we're going to the garden. We have a section. We're all going to go out. If you want to come, you should come. I said, okay, cool. He's like, bring your roommate. All right, cool. We show up. He had 2 girls that were there and then another girl. We thought the 3 girls were together. And when we walked in, there was like 3 other guy friends, 2 boys and another guy friend that I had met before or whatever. They're all younger than us. She's a little older than me. I'm like 4 years older than them. So they're like 26, 25. And I know that the girls, they appear to be a little bit younger than them. So now I'm gauging everything. All right, this is about to be some young nigga shit tonight. We get into like, it's not going to be some adult mature shit. So we're very cool. But I'm always with the shit. Like we said, fuck boys are fun. I like to sit in a section I'm not paying for and relax and have a good time. If that's what you're offering me, cool. Why not? Yeah. So, and also like genuinely when he's not an asshole and sometimes you got to course correct him, he's a good kid. He's a good kid. And I will say that I'll give that a credit. It's just that you got to change your interaction. But anyways, we go to the club. We get there. The girls, we said hello to them. They peeped that we weren't on some weird shit. So we were all vibing. We all got into the car. We got to the club. We in a section like, oh my God, having a good time, right? Now, when we got to the section, I realized that we weren't in a section that was just him. We were in a section that was accompanied by a shorty that he sometimes takes out with him. It's this young Caucasian girl who wants a little bit more from this relationship than what he's willing to give her. So the scenario that I've run into all the time when I've gone out with him is that he does some like player stuff and wants to talk to all the girls in the club. She feels some type of way about it. So once she sees that he brings all these girls, she's met us before. He's not worried about us. Who the fuck are these three girls? Who the fuck are these bitches right here? So now she's about to level up. The girl on top of the table showing out like, yeah, this is da-da-da-da, doing whatever. And I'm peeping the whole thing because I know how this particular girl gets when I whatever. So I'm like, word, okay, cool. So she pulled them to the side. They have their little spat. It doesn't go on. We enjoy the rest of the night. So we start walking back to the car. We end up, I'm very quick with movement. I don't like to be in a space where everybody's like busting out of a door. Let's get up and get out. The club closed at 2. We should be leaving at 1:50. Let's get up out of here and go. So we were walking towards the car. We got to the car first. We got to the car and we hear them walking towards us. Now, the girl that was problematic in the club, this is is walking with them. So now there's not enough room for everybody to get in this car. Because she didn't come with us and she brought a friend with her. So now they like, well, he's handling the situation wrong because one, you shouldn't allowed her to come. However the fuck we were all going to the same place. So however she got there, she should have went with her friends to go there. But the reason why she came is because she was doing what she be doing. Okay? So we're peeping that and so she starts inciting an argument with the other girls, talking shit to this other white girl. Now I explain it as Hannah Montana and like Bad Baby fighting. Those are the type of girls. I just snorted. Oh my God. Because it's so hilarious to think about because it's like a suburban little white girl and this little hood girl. The little hood girl, her accent and everything is cute. You know, like she's cute. She's cute. But the whole thing was like, you're beefing with these girls and you don't even know. They're only here because he's tricking. They didn't pay this man no mind the whole night. We all sat in a section, drank our drink, and had a good time. But you in your bag right now and it's whatever. So literally the girls inside of the car locking the doors, yelling out the window like, blah, 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 rolling it up. So we had to open the door like, if you don't want to get fucked up, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Be quiet. Like, stop. Let everybody get in the car and go. So long story short, we ended up going back to his apartment because he didn't want to drive anymore. He said, I'm just dropping my car off in Uber. The girl keeps saying something to the girl that's sitting on my lap, the bad baby girl.
That was packed in that mother.
Yeah, so we're lapped up.
We didn't need to be, though.
And so the two guys that he came with, because I know you guys are like, where's his friends? His friends left and got in the Uber.
The friends left?
The friends got in the car. They was like, yo, it's too much, bro. And then they took one of the girls and left. And then the other one was standing outside of the car and ended up getting the Uber. So like I said, we could have just left, but I was like, I feel bad leaving. Like, let's control the situation before we have it, because this could be real chaotic or whatever. But longer story short, we ended up getting back to the place. The girl's still talking crap to the girl, and she told her, stop talking to me. Like, I'm trying to be cool with you. Like, I'm not coming out here to be on some negative stuff. You keep coming at me and saying all these things to me. And the girl say one more little thing, and she just right in her face. And then she was like, everybody in the car was like, what happened?
I'm like, exactly.
I said, exactly what the fuck should have happened. So we pulled over. I said, come on, friend, get out the car. She trying to hold their shit.
So no, this is in the car while y'all driving?
This is in the car while we just pull up. She smacked her in the face. I'm like pushing her out the side of the door as the car parks. And I let them come out because I know I'm like ragtag her ass because she keep doing what she doing. You might as well go ahead and get it in. So as they're squabbling, I'm just sliding across the wall to get around them. She's holding her shit, friend. Drop her shit. The Uber is here.
Her shit.
Yeah. I had already called the Uber when we were pulling up.
Cover Cuban link and all kind of shit.
Yeah, the girl, she was ready.
I'm over here.
And the girl talking and running her mouth got dragged. got
that's how it always
dragged.
happens.
And then him, the co-signer, my baby. That shit had me dying. I was like, friend, drop the stuff. As soon as we pulled up, the Uber was like that. I was like, it's going to be right. Yeah, we just got to get out this car and let's go. Because I'm not with this. Let's go.
It's a good old time, man.
Yeah. No, we don't.
That's a story, though.
I was going to say it's a story, but nah, I've never hung out with.
That's not the kind of fun.
We had a conversation the next morning with him, and we were like, bro, no, you got to get it together.
Mm-hmm. But he thinking
that reminded me of like the party scene when I was like 20.
His fuckery.
Yeah, because he paying for stuff. So that's why we get back to that money.